North Korea is known for many things: military parades, world-class supermarkets, inventing the burrito, and of course, their legendary athletic dominance, including their historic win at the 2010 FIFA World Cup, where they defeated Brazil in the final.
오원 선수를 의식한 전반 초반의 경기 운영 비교적 잘하고 있습니다.
자, 오원이 달려갑니다. 오원이 뒤 한번 살펴보고 슛! 꺾여 들어가는데 걷어냈습니다. 걷어냈습니다. 아, 위험한 순간을
핵시험은 조선 반도와 주변 지역에.
But despite their many accomplishments, online gaming is not usually on the list. So, when someone from inside North Korea logged into the global gaming platform Steam, it raised some eyebrows. Unfortunately, their map is not zoomable, but trust me, there's a dot right about there. So who was North Korea's only online gamer, and how did they even get online? You see, for the average North Korean, getting access to the internet is borderline impossible. Instead, they have a closed national intranet called Kwangmyong. Kwangmyong is said to host a mere 5,000 websites, all decided by the government, and as you can imagine, they have no YouTube, no Steam, nothing global. They can't even leave a like or subscribe to a small YouTuber who puts a lot of effort into their videos. And even for the tiny elite who do have internet access, everything goes through a single state-run service provider, Star Joint Venture Co., which controls the country's only known connection to the outside world. And let's just say that their limited bandwidth is not exactly meant for Steam downloads. And still, despite the firewalls and the closed-off network, one signal kept showing up for years. A single user, geolocated to North Korea, kept appearing on Steam's global activity map. The mystery user was noticed by Redditors years ago and instantly became an online hit, with people speculating about the user's identity and coming up with theories, each crazier than the last. If you look carefully at the red poster on the upper left corner, you'll notice the letters SJJ. But despite the unofficial detective work, the actual user account was never identified. Still, the connection remained quietly online for over a decade, with tracking tools showing a consistent presence dating back to at least 2013. And for the whole time, there was no game data or spikes during sales, the dot was just there. Or at least until June 2025, when the online community woke up to horrifying news. The dot was gone. The disappearance actually made the dot more famous than when it was online. It got picked up by news sites, Reddit of course, Steam forums, etc. And after the initial memes, the discussions settled into three main theories. The first theory is that the dot never represented an actual North Korean citizen at all, but instead came from a foreign embassy. There are only a handful of embassies in North Korea, countries like Russia, China, Iran, and a few others. They have their own communications infrastructure and are among the only places in the country with uncensored internet access. If someone living or working there installed Steam, the global activity map would still show the connection as coming from North Korea. It's a plausible theory because the location matches, the embassy staff would have the bandwidth, and it would explain why the dot never went offline for years. The counterpoint is that most embassy staff rotate every few years, so a constant decade-long presence would require someone deliberately leaving the machine online for the whole time. The second theory is that it was a government or research institution PC that had Steam installed once and was never shut down. In a country where the internet is so tightly controlled, certain government departments do have external access for things like software research, propaganda monitoring, or cyber operations. Bureau 121, for example, is already blamed for the infamous 2014 hack on Sony. So it's not hard to imagine a workstation in one of those offices with Steam installed for some tests, left running and forgotten. The fact that there's no visible account linked to it fits too. It could be a bare client login with no public profile. The main argument against this is that even in a research context, the connection staying uninterrupted for over a decade would be unusual unless it was a very deliberate setup. And then there's the meme theory that the dot belongs to Kim Jong-un himself. Multiple social media posts over the years have made the same claim, that Steam reportedly has one user in North Korea and that it's widely believed to be Kim Jong-un. The idea is obviously a joke, but it persists because, well, who else in North Korea could realistically have both the permission and the bandwidth to run Steam? Kim has been photographed using computers in state media, and he, out of all people, surely has unrestricted internet access. It's unlikely he'd be personally logging in for years just to idle an account, and the complete lack of game data doesn't help the case, but the absurdity of the theory is exactly why the internet likes it. But before any of these theories were denied or confirmed, just a few hours later, the dot returned. And actually, there has been reports of multiple dots now. So maybe North Korea is finally getting into gaming. I mean, they do also have their own famous racing game, Pyongyang Racer, where you drive around visiting the city's famous landmarks. But in all seriousness, what actually happened to North Korea's only Steam user? Was it an embassy PC or some forgotten government machine that was finally shut down? Or maybe the supreme leader himself running a software update? Well, as of today, we're still looking for the answer, but what do you think? You can leave your theories in the comments and I'll be checking them out. And until the next video, thanks for your time and hopefully I'll see you there.